Have you been hanging and banging, brothers and sisters? Have you been in the gym, pumping that iron, and getting yourself in top shape? If so, you need to fuel your body, and nobody can do it better for you at a better price and a better quality product than our friends at Best Price Nutrition. That's bestpricenutrition.com. 1-800-499-4810. They got free shipping on orders over $99 in the USA. They even have a 30-day return policy. Ladies and gentlemen, Best Price Nutrition is where it's at. Are you looking to advertise your small business? Then look no further. The PowerCast Network has over 12,000 hits per day to our channel. We have packages starting out at just $1 per day. That's right, you can advertise to an audience of over 12,000 each day for only $1. Give us a call at 815-290-9087 or drop me a line at info@braddrake.net. Welcome back, everybody, to the 1987 Supermod. This is the Christmas series. It's the AWA and WWF all month long for the month of December, and we are here back in action recording 2 more episodes, one each of Championship Wrestling and All-Star Wrestling. To quote superstar Billy Graham, we are live and in living color. We are on the cable system. We are on the satellite system. And I can't remember the rest of the promo. But I have it on the channel. You can look it up and find it. So here we go, everybody. We're ready to start recording 2 more episodes here. And let's give our card a rundown so you can see who's in action. We're going to have Wendi Richter featured, along with the Nasty Boys in tag team action. Manny Fernandez, Scott Steiner, Greg Gagne will once again defend the World Television title. We're going to see Don Muraco in singles action for the first time on television. We're going to see the Midnight Rockers, the former World Tag Team Champion Midnight Rockers, that is. And we're going to see CURT HENNIG defend the Heavyweight Championship of the world against Bob Backlund. That's going to be a hell of a match, everybody. All right, over on the All-Star Wrestling side of things, we're going to see Frank the Tank Melson in the opener. He's going to be followed up by Bad Company, DJ Peterson, Bobby Duncum. They'll also be in singles action, and Greg Gagne will once again defend that World Television title. Scott Hall is going to be in singles action. The Iron Sheik will be in the semi-main event, and in our main event, we're going to see the Texas Hangman battle the tag team #1 contenders, the Fabulous Ones. Let's get to booking. Here we go with Starr and Richter. Wendi Richter, of course, is a former World Women's Champion. And for some reason, I'm drawing a blank. Susan Starr, that's it, yes. Here she is, Susan Starr. And here is Wendi Richter. And we're going to have Wendi Richter go over here, obviously. And there we go. That one is in the books, everybody. And up next here, we have another enhancement match, of course. This time, it's a tag match. And we are going to see Keith Pullins and John Rizzo against the Nasty Boys here. And the Nasty Boys continue to gain in popularity. And they are getting better and better as every week goes by. Here's Keith Pullins. Here's Big John Rizzo, and he was a big dude. And here are the Nasty Boys. Nasty Boys were a couple of big dudes. And we are going to have Brian Knobbs get the win for his team, and that one is now booked also. Up next, Frank Reece against Manny Fernandez here. Manny Fernandez has done a lot of good things for us since coming to us after leaving Jim Crockett Promotions. And he has been an asset, no doubt about it. Here's Frank Reece. And here is Manny Fernandez. There we go. Finally got that proper Manny Fernandez picture. Stolen from him doing some work for the CWA in Memphis, but that was his look in 1988. Next up, we have Tom Fuller versus Scott Steiner, and Scott Steiner is a man on the rise here in the AWA. He won that big battle royal at Wrestle Rock, and he has not lost a match yet here in the AWA. As a matter of fact, we'll take a look at his record. Why not? And we'll see his match history. There you go. 45-0, everybody. This is a dangerous man. A very dangerous man. 45-0. All right. Scotty Steiner obviously is going to get the win here. And this match is now booked. Next, we have Scotty Williams against Greg Gagne. The two Scotties in a row was not intentional, but it did work out that way. Here we go. Williams and Greg Gagne. Greg Gagne has been one hell of a world television champion, if I do say so. That title's got some high prestige, and he has been a working and defending champion. And again, we've talked about it before. I don't care what anybody says. Greg Gagne was very good in the ring. But the worst thing he had two things going against him. The worst one, obviously, was the fact that he was the promoter's son. And the second thing was that he was a slim dude. All right, so here we go. Up for our first promo here. And we are going to have 5 minutes with Don Muraco. Don Muraco is managed by Sheik Adnan LKC, but he should be able to carry this promo just fine by himself. If we find out that he can't, then we'll worry about using Sheik Adnan LKC in the future. And of course, he's going to be talking to Larry Nelson here, and he is going to be talking about Jerry Lawler. And I realized I messed up, everybody, on the last taping. I used Larry Nelson for the promos for All-Star Wrestling. That was an error. We should have used Eric Bischoff, and we'll go back to using Eric Bischoff for All-Star Wrestling. So here we go. That promo is booked, and now we're going to see Ben Patrick, the man that looks like the little person from Game of Thrones. And he's going to get scuffed up here by Don Muraco, which actually, it's how it looks. It'll look on TV, but it's not how it'd actually be. Apparently, Don Muraco was one of the best guys that you could work with in the ring, and they said he was as light as a feather. That's hard to believe because he was a monster of a guy, but that shows how talented of a wrestler he was. So here we go. Don Muraco with the win over the little person. Midnight Rockers here are going to cut a promo, and they are not happy after losing those tag team belts, and we'll see what they have to say here. Of course, they're cutting the promo on their new feud mates, which are the Russians. Here's Marty Jannetty, and here is Shawn Michaels. I was very glad that we signed them to a little bit long-term of a deal, and they were just one heck of a team. All right, here's Larry Nelson, and of course they're talking about Boris Zhukov and Soldat Ustinov. Off screen, entertainment. And they have gotten better with their promos, so we'll see how they do for this show. All right, Blackie Guzman and Julio Rodriguez are going to face the Midnight Rockers. And I got to say, it never gets old saying Blackie Guzman. What a horrible, horrible name. But he liked it. Here we go, 3 minutes. We're going to plug in the Rockers. And here is Blackie Guzman. And here is Julio Rodriguez. Guzman and Rodriguez do not have good charisma, good chemistry. Let's put Joe Pantera in there instead. So there we go, Guzman and Pantera. And we're going to have Marty Jannetty get the win here for our team. 3-minute match, enhancement. Bam, that one's good. Let's make the change here right away. I always like to have a good record, so then when I transfer it over, to the YouTube page, it will make sense. All right, Bobby Backlund is going to cut a promo here. No. CURT Hennig's cutting the promo. Yeah, here we go. All right, CURT Hennig is going to cut that promo. And of course, he's talking about Tom Zenk, but he's got his hands full right here and right now with Bob Backlund, former heavyweight champion of the world in his own right, Bob Backlund. And here we go. He's talking with Larry Nelson, and he's going to talk about Tom Zenk. And it's not to overlook his current opponent. It's to strictly carry on our feud. All right, that one's booked, and here we go. Backlund versus Hennig, and we should be able to go 18 here. And this should be one heck of a bout here, everybody. Let's plug him in. Bobby Backlund here. And here is CURT Hennig. And the World Heavyweight title is on the line. And these two are going to go to a draw. And it's going to be a double disqualification. Typical AWA television style. Don't give them anything. Make them want to buy a ticket. All right, there we go. We're maxed out here with our time. We're all set. And Wendi Richter gets the win with that sit-out DDT powerbomb. I'm still not exactly sure what a sit-out DDT powerbomb is, but allegedly she did one. 39 overall, not bad. The Nasty Boys get the victory here over Pullins and Rizzo. 54 overall, not bad numbers at all for the Nasties. Nasties are getting over here, everybody. And a little bit of inconsistency and inexperience, but that seems to be on the way out for the Nasty Boys as they continue to get better and better. Manny Fernandez gets the win with that flying burrito. 61 overall. And a lot of green here. Good stuff. All right, Scott Steiner gets the win over Tommy Fuller with that Northern Lights suplex hold. 58 overall. 72 for Scotty Steiner individually, and he continues his winning ways. And here we go. Greg Gagne once again defends the World Television title. He scores a 69. 81 individually. Nice score. Let's see if he's fatigued. He is not fatigued, so that's good. And up next, we have Don Muraco cuts a real nice promo here. 82 overall, excellent. And he's got good chemistry with Sheik Adnan LKC. This is good for business here, everybody. 82 overall, very good. All right, Muraco scores a 70. He defeats Ben Patrick with that tombstone pile driver. 83 on his own. And we are looking good with Don Muraco here. And here we go, a nice promo. Excellent for the Midnight Rockers here. 85 overall. Great promo for the Rockers. Glad to see they finally got it together here. And get a 67, 95, and 91. Excellent scores for the Midnight Rockers here. And 67 overall. That's a pretty good score for a squash match. CURT Hennig somehow has a horrible promo here. Not horrible, but only a 79. It's almost like they got the scores for him and the Midnight Rockers mixed up. Sometimes you just can't explain it, everybody. And our main event should have an outstanding score here. And it does. 94 overall. Terrific score. Backlund and Hennig have great chemistry. That is good to know for the future. All right. This is really good stuff. And we're going to finish this things up here. We get gains of popularity across all 31 regions. Terrific. Excellent. All right, now we're heading over to record All-Star Wrestling. And we're going to open up with Tommy Burton here against Frank the Tank Melson. Here we go. Burton versus Melson. And Burton has come to us here. Not Burton. Frank Melson has come to us here. We picked him up as a, he was just sitting out there unsigned. Nobody had signed him. I think what happened is I think he might have gotten picked up for Championship Wrestling from Florida. And when they folded, they might have ended his contract. I'm assuming that's probably what happened. because in these saves, they tend to gobble up a bunch of people right away. And I have a feeling that's probably what happened with Frank Melson. So Frank Melson gets the win here on TV. Better make sure to make that an enhancement match. And we did. We got that fixed up. And we're glad to have Frank the Tank. He's a long-term project for us, but I think he's a nice addition, a good young wrestler. Here we go. Mike Luca and Van Horne versus another team that I am investing in, and that's Bad Company. Luca and Van Horne versus Bad Company. Here we go. Here is Mike Luca. And here's our man, Van Horne. Of course, they're taking on Bad Company. And we will have Pat Tanaka get the win for his team. Bad Company is another team that's on the rise here. Mike Powers is going to battle DJ Peterson in singles action. And DJ Peterson's another guy that I think is excellent. And he's got a nice tag team going with the Trooper right now. And they are also on the rise. We got a nice mixed roster here of veterans and good young wrestlers. And that's a very good place to be for a promotion. Here we go. Al Ringo is going to face Bobby Duncum. And I think Al Ringo is going to have a problem with Bobby Duncum. Bobby Duncum is a big, bad dude. All right, here's Al Ringo. Here is Bobby Duncum. Bobby Duncum's going to get that win, of course. And let's see what Bobby Duncum's record is. Bobby Duncum's 22-20. A lot of losses. But that's all right. All right, this one is in the books now. And up next, we have W.T. Jones against Greg Gagne, once again defending that World Television title. Here's Jones, and here is Gagne. And that is a working man's title. Here's W.T. Jones. And here is Greg Gagne. Gagne with the W. Once again here, everybody. And no, he cannot be both. Let's have Gene Konieczki road agent this match. Never understood why the game does that. You can see that, you know, the person's not going to be able to do that. Why wouldn't you just auto book it that way? Let's get this straightened out right away here with the times. We did. We're good. And here we go. Scott Hall is going to cut a promo. Another great young hand that we have. Scott Hall, I believe, is in a program, I should say, with the Iron Sheik, but we'll double check here. Scott Hall, and he's talking to Eric Bischoff. And let's double check here. Yes. Talking about that dirty Iron Sheik. Right off screen. Entertainment booked. There we go. Up next, we have Jose Medina going at it with Scott Hall here. And Mr. Medina does not stand a chance. Here's Jose Medina. Here is our man, Scott Hall. Scott Hall with the victory. And that one is booked. All right. Next, the Iron Sheik is going to cut a promo on Scott Hall. And of course, Iron Sheik is managed by Don Carson, but Sheiky's been just fine doing promos on his own, so I don't think we need to use Don Carson here. And there's Iron Sheik, and he's talking about Scott Hall here. All right, entertainment. And off screen, and that one's booked. And now we have Sheiky against Mickey Shannon. It's going to be a 3-minute squash here. Going to make Sheik look good here. Tell you what, I'm very pleased that for the most parts, I should say, the Iron Sheik has kept it together here. One more drug offense, and we're going to send him down the road. Not going to tolerate that stuff. But we'll see how it turns out. He's been okay for a while. So he had that one incident. All right, Iron Sheik is booked. He's going to win that one. Next, we have a Fabulous Ones promo. And they should do pretty well here, but you just never know. And here we go, Steve Kern. And maybe some of you that are younger people and not familiar with Steve Kern, maybe you got to see him on that Tales from the Territories special on Championship Wrestling from Florida. Thought he did a very, very good job on that. Steve Kern was a very charismatic guy, and he was very good in the ring. And a lot of people talked very highly of Steve Kern and talked about how good a guy he was and how he helped them out when they first started out their career, including Stan Lane talks about how great of a guy Steve Kern was. Jim Cornette, many others. So it's good to see him get some airtime because he deserves it. One of wrestling's good guys. All right, and they are going to talk about Dennis Condrey and Randy Rose since they are chasing the champions currently for that World Tag Team title. All right, entertainment. Off screen. And this one is booked. And in our main event here, regular 2-on-2 bout, we are going to have the Texas Hangman against the Fabulous Ones. A little bit concerned about this match, but you got to be willing to try some things, right? And this one should be able to go 18. And we are going to have Stan Lane get the victory. And we can now, no need to do an epic. The Hangmen don't have the psychology for that. And we're good. Let's see how this one goes. Could potentially go bad with that main event, but we'll see how it turns out. All right, Red Text the Doom here as Frank the Tank Melson defeats Tom Burton with that big splash. 21 overall, but everybody's got to start somewhere. And Frank the Tank Melson is starting at the bottom for us. Got a heck of a lot of potential, though. Here we go. The Bad Company, or I should say Bad Company, gets the win over Luca and Van Horne. 61 and 59, 44 overall. Lots of green here, and I like it. Up next here, we have Mike Powers and DJ Peterson. DJ Peterson scores a 58 on his own here and a 49 overall. A little bit disappointing. I thought DJ Peterson would be more over by now, but we'll have to look into that. Here we go. Al Ringo versus Bobby Duncum. Bobby Duncum gets the win with that running big boot. Duncum with an 83 on his own, 66 overall. Lots of green there. And green means money in the world of TEW. All right, here we go. Greg Gagne over WT Jones and 64 overall. And again, another title defense for Greg Gagne. And he's still not tired here. So that's a good sign. All right, rolling along here. Scott Hall gets a nice score here. Talking about the Iron Sheik with an 80. Well done, Scotty Hall. And it's good to see Eric Bischoff back. All right, 70 for this squash match. Scott Hall with an 84 on his own. Again, lots of green here. And Hall wins with that Bulldog. And there we go. Bonus for a well-executed squash. Terrific. Sheiky gets an 84. An 84 for Sheiky's promo. Magnificent. It helps here having Don Carson with him. That's the deal, everybody. Good stuff. Excellent. Excellent. All right, and Sheiky submits Mickey Shannon with that camel clutch. 69 overall. Sheiky an 87 on his own. Lots of green. Things are looking good, everybody. Sheiky looks great. And here we go. 77 for the Fabulous Ones promo. I'm surprised it wasn't a little bit higher, but that's okay. Lots of green here. We're doing just fine. And let's see how this main event goes. This could go either way. Get an 80. Terrific. Get an 80 for the main event. Very good. Stan Lane gets the win over Texas Hangman #1. And I'm sure the Hangman had some takeaways here. Just Hangman 2 with inconsistency. Everything else was okay. Lots of bonus here. Lots of bonus. Good stuff. All right, let's see how we did. 77, we lost popularity in 4 regions. Well, what are you going to do? You can't win them all, right? All right, it's going to take us back to the main screen here, and we are going to be rolling along toward our next destination, which is Milwaukee. We're going to be heading towards Milwaukee, so we have a spot show coming up here, and I messed this up. I thought we were going to Nebraska. We're not. We are heading towards Milwaukee here. Yep. And I have to change that up. And I will. So we have a spot show in the game coming up tonight in the game. So I'll get that spot show area changed over. All right, Peterson's tired. Kevin Kelly's tired. What else is new? Let's take a quick look around the game world here. Jerry Novak is frustrated. He hasn't worked in 6 months. He's 45 years old at the end of his career. What are you going to do? All right, WWF had All-American Wrestling here. And who are the VIPs? Chick Donovan, Iron Mike Sharp, and Ivan McDonald. Ugh. Live event, Rick Rude over Bobby Eaton. That's a solid main event right there. Buddy Rose against Nikita Koloff, 92. Good show. I could see why they sold it out. Excellent show. And Crockett should be back in action. Let's see what this craptastic main event is. Paul Orndorff over Italian Stallion. Come on. Oh, I'm glad we got that straightened out in the newer versions of the game. That's pretty depressing. So, all right, that's going to do it for us, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And for all of you that are new to the channel, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And also, make sure that you leave a comment below. Let us know how you found the channel. I'm always curious to talk to our new listeners, everybody. For those of you that like version 9 of the Supermod, head on over to braddrake.net. Drop me a line. I'll be more than happy to send you a link to the database and the picture pack. And for those of you that are interested in communicating with us on social media, head on over to facebook.com/groups/1987supermod. And also, make sure to check us out on Reddit, reddit.com. I'm sorry. You can find us on the subreddit of TEW 2020 Friends. Last but not least, make sure you check out our friends at Best Price Nutrition. New year, new look. You're going to be working out. You got to feed that body. Make sure you head over there and get yourself the right kind of supplements that you need. Me personally, I'm a creatine guy. I'm a protein guy. Big fan of L-glutamines. Maybe mix in some BCAAs. Whatever it takes, everybody. Whatever you need, they got it. They can hook you up. Head on over to Best Price Nutrition. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow back in action with the World Wrestling Federation.